Are we recording right now, Jacob? All right. As y'all see, we got a little bit silly there. But let's get into business. So thank y'all for coming to the RowdyHacks 10 Organizer Info Sessions for Media, Outreach, and PR. Who are we? I am Nathan Zuniga. I was the RowdyHacks 9 co-director, and then I am now going to be the RowdyHacks 10 director. And then we got Natasha over here. She was part of the RowdyHacks 9 PR team, and also apparently a RowdyHacks 7 volunteer. I did not know that. Fun fact. And then Alessandro Espinosa over here. He was the ACM media officer this past year, and then he was also part of the media team last year. If y'all want to check in for ACM credit, go for it. Just scan the QR code, or y'all can go to Portal. I'll give y'all a second to do that real quick. Oh my God, I forgot to put in one crucial slide, but I forgot to put in the slide for the actual application. Well, I'll add that in very soon. But, oh, did you need to scan it a little bit? Yeah, my fault. All right, bet. Well, just want to announce the big change some of y'all may have heard, but RowdyHacks is going to be moved to November just to, it's going to be great for everyone. Basically, fall hackathons are like the premier hackathons. They get a lot more money, not going to lie. So it's going to be a great opportunity for everyone. It's going to help not only the companies that we work with, but also for our hackers as well. But yeah, just to set some general organizer expectations. Just in general, like if you're an organizer, just see the vision for RowdyHacks. Everyone's here to make RowdyHacks the best it could possibly be. So just see the vision, and you will be perfectly fine. You have to want to be a part of something big. RowdyHacks is the biggest hackathon in South Texas, so very big already. We're trying to get a little bit higher than that. Maybe top 3 hackathons in Texas in general. Let's try to get that by the time I graduate at least. And come in wanting to make a difference. Just like I said, want to be a part of something big, make a difference to make RowdyHacks even better. And then just in general, of course, be able to work with the team, basic teamwork skills there. And then also make sure you're available the Friday through Sunday of RowdyHacks. All organizers are going to have to be required to go for the setup that's going to be on Friday. And then, of course, the Saturday and Sunday of RowdyHacks. Then attend all the summer meetings. Since we are moving it back, or moving forward the RowdyHacks date, basically half of our organizing is going to be entirely over the summer, so basically all online. So make sure you attend those summer Slack meetings, just so that we're all on the same page and everything. And then once the semester starts, make sure you're attending the general and the team meetings for your team that you choose. In person during the semester just makes everything easier for everyone if it's in person, making sure that all the communication is better in person, of course. Then, of course, complete tasks by their appropriate deadlines, especially since we're moving RowdyHacks, or we're condensing the organizer time a little bit more. It's very crucial that everyone do their tasks when asked. And then just in general, responding in the Slack as well. Of course, it's annoying whenever you ask someone a question and they take forever to respond in the Slack. Just respond, even if it's like, hey, I'm doing something real quick, like, let me get back to you on that. Just make sure you're responding in the Slack, either whether it's like reacting to the messages or just like replying in the thread for input. Do that. And that segues into just give your input. Your voice matters. I keep saying this every time. I'm not a boss, I'm a leader. My job as RowdyHacks director is just to make sure that the best possible decisions are being made for RowdyHacks. That decision doesn't necessarily have to come from me. Especially this past year, a lot of the decisions that were made for RowdyHacks we heard from other people, so we definitely want to keep that trend going and want to hear more from y'all. But yeah, so here's a list of all the organizer teams: logistics, public relations, which is what we're going to talk about today, tech, outreach, which we're also going to talk about, hacker experience design, and then also media. And then we're going to start off with PR with Natasha is going to speak for us a little bit. Let's give a little round of applause for Natasha. Yeah.
Thank you. Hello. Like Nathan said, thanks for coming. My name is Natasha. I'm here to talk to you guys about RowdyHacks Public Relations, or PR for short. Like he said, I was part of last year's public relations team. So a lot of what we do with PR, it's being involved with the companies that are going to be helping fund the event. So a lot of what you're going to be doing is helping put together the sponsorship packet. So that's going to be what we hand out and what we email out to companies, which relays different benefits that they would have as partners, as sponsors of the event, different ways that they can be involved in the community, and different ways that they are able to kind of help us keep RowdyHacks going. So like it says here, our main moneymakers, PR is all about having the relationship with the companies that we are trying to have partner with RowdyHacks for this next year. It's a really pivotal point of RowdyHacks. It's really important because without the funding, we are not able to put on the best event possible. So this is a really dedicated position. If you're somebody who is organized, if you're somebody who likes to collaborate with different teams and likes to network, this is a great opportunity for you. Like it also mentions, one of the things that we do for PR is send out communication to potential partners. So this is kind of that networking aspect, reaching out to the different venues that we could have available. So different companies, large or small. You'll be surprised at the amount of people that are willing to fund and help be part of the San Antonio tech community. And the last point here, it's be the company's main point of contact between them and RowdyHacks. And that's not so much so just before the event, but it also means that you're going to be part of making sure that the company is taken care of, or the companies that are sponsoring the event, they're taken care of during the event and afterwards as well. And I'm going to touch on that a little bit on this next slide. So yeah, like it says, we're cultivating the relationship and communication between RowdyHacks and future partner companies to fund the hackathon. What that looks like, aside from pre-event planning and attaining funding for the actual event, during the event, you're going to be on site and you're going to be helping checking in the partners. You're going to be leading kind of the career fair that we have during the initial portion between the check-in and the kind of orientation before hacking begins at noon. So it's really important that you guys are available throughout that weekend, like Nathan said, not just for all organizers, but for PR, especially in the morning. You're going to be the lead point of contact for, our very valued partners. Another point here, build up the partner packet to market RowdyHacks and network with industry firms. Like I'd mentioned, you're going to be putting together that sponsorship packet that really helps market RowdyHacks as a great event to sponsor and a great way for firms to be involved with the tech community and with ACM UTSA here on campus. And of course, like I had mentioned, serve as a point of contact to the partners before, during, and after the event. I already touched on what you're going to be doing before and during the event, but afterwards, it's also important that we continue to cultivate that relationship and we make sure that we address any concerns by having exit interviews, being available to talk about things that went well, things that could have gone better. Again, just furthering that relationship and making sure that RowdyHacks 11 afterwards is going to be happening as well. A lot of continuity and a lot of those things. Day of public relations, I kind of already touched on this, but again, you're going to be part of the welcoming and supportive community for the funding partners and the partners that are helping sponsor the event. So your job is to be there during the morning and of course throughout the event, but it's important that you're there to help set up the career fair, check in the partners, make sure everything's running smoothly. If they need anything, you're going to be the point that they're going to recognize and they're going to go to for support. Another thing that we do during the event, we hand out swag, RowdyHack swag to our partner reps, stickers, pins, shirts, different things that we like to do to also recognize them for showing up and being there as well, taking time out of their weekend to be there. And I think this is the last point that I have for PR, but another thing that we facilitate during the event, especially day of, is the partner lounge. So this is somewhere where the different company reps can go to take a breather, have a snack, take a break. what our job as PR is going to be to do is to maintain that area, make sure it's clean, make sure it's stocked with snacks, water, sodas, whatever they may be needing, and also making sure that they also have access to the catering that we provide throughout the event if they are still there afterwards of the career fair. And yeah, I'm going to pass it along to, okay.
Let's give it a hand. What? Yeah, I was. What was that? Yeah, I forgot to put a question slide in there. But yeah, do you have any questions about that so far?
Yeah. So how would that work? Would you be like the point of contact? Because it's like I'm sure like everyone on the PR team is like trying to get different sponsors and stuff, and I'm sure like there's like a negotiation process, like what like tier they're gonna be in. Like how does that work? And who are the partners? Like are we like renewing established relationships? Are we trying to get new ones? If we're trying to get new ones, like how is that process? Are we just like cold emailing people trying to leverage like the networks we're already have?
Yeah, I think you've answered a little bit as, you know, you asked your question. So the question was, how do we facilitate the relationship? What kind of relationships do we have? And what kind of relationships will we have? And kind of how does that process work for just in general? So it really depends on the company. There's companies that we already have interested in returning to RowdyHacks as a sponsor. So we already have a point of contact for them, and they have a point of contact with us that we have already kind of facilitated. But like you said, there's also cold emailing, you know, cold calling for different companies that may have not been a part of the event previously, or maybe weren't a part of this past iteration. Yeah, I mean, it really depends. Both are good ways of reaching out and trying to secure funding. And as far as throughout the process going, like when you said, how do we negotiate in terms of like sponsorship levels, that's going to be through like the one-on-one meetings you have with that company once you get an established, you know, this is the person for the company that's going to be dealing with, you know, RowdyHacks, and they are the person to meet up with to help them, you know, answer any questions. What can they do with their budget? How can we kind of accommodate them based on what they're willing to provide? Different things like that.
Okay.
Does that answer your question?
Yeah, that does. And then I was gonna ask, when I guess you have to like vote for like who's gonna be on what committee, but when would that, like once y'all agree on like who's gonna be where, like when would PR start getting going? Because it seems like if this event is gonna be in November, like we should work over the summer, but it seems like especially important for PR to like secure the funding and stuff, so that way we can actually get stuff. So when are y'all gonna make the decision like who's gonna be on what team, and then after that, how much sooner after that are we actually gonna start like maybe trying to get things going? Yeah, so I can answer that.
Yeah, I'll pass it to Nathan.
Yeah. So when we're gonna like form the communities, basically we're gonna try to do interviews like basically the week after this, especially now that all the information's been out. We can direct people to these videos, and then yeah, we'll like send out the form like in the Discord, so it's actually publicly available to everyone. We'll start like doing rolling interviews starting next week. In terms of having the actual committees set up, definitely plan on having those like by the end of the semester. That's likely. Of course, we might roll in some new people like as we organize, which is perfectly fine. But yeah, in terms of actually when are we going to do actual PR stuff, basically as soon as possible. I plan on like definitely like latest starting in June, because that's when, you know, companies are like, I don't know if you like look for internships in the past like really early on, but like I think there's like summer 2025 internships already open right now, so companies are already like looking for that. And so especially if we swoop in right now, that's the most ideal time. And we basically like do PR like as soon as we start until like maybe like 2 weeks before. I think we locked in Swivel like like a week before RowdyHacks, so obviously we don't want to leave it like that late, but you know, things happen. We continuously look and send emails and do all that stuff. Does that answer it a little bit better? Yeah.
Yeah, and just kind of like one added thing to that, like as you start with PR, as soon as we start PR, the main thing that you're going to focus on is not only reaching out to potential sponsors, but we're also going to be working on the sponsorship packet. So that's something that's really exciting, and just putting it out there, you know, you don't have to have tech knowledge to be PR. I mean, maybe that's a little self-explanatory, but it's open to all majors. Like, this isn't just for tech majors. If you are interested in networking and building your network and building, you know, the Rowdy Hacks network, it's a great opportunity for sure.
Yeah, I should probably note the first like duty that PR is going to do for the year is definitely building up that sponsorship packet before we send in the emails, of course. So by June, I want us to already have that sponsorship packet made and all that. You know, have everyone know what like is in that. So even if like everybody like on the team in general, just so in case they have a partner or a potential partner that they see, like they can inform everyone about that. So yeah. I'll hand it off to my brother over here, Alessandro, for media, talking about media. Let's give a hand for Natasha for talking, and then let's give a hand for Alessandro. Yeah.
I'm gonna keep it so real. I woke up like 30 minutes ago, so bear with me. But hello, y'all. My name's Alessandro Spinoza. I think everyone in this room has met me at least once. But yeah, as Nathan has mentioned, I served as media lead for RowdyHacks 9, and I also am currently the media officer for ACM. And so I kind of just want to talk about some of the expectations and the role of being on the media team for RowdyHacks X. So basically, we are the promotional backbone of RowdyHacks. So outreach, which will be talked about later, are focused on going into classrooms and basically making that one-to-one connection with students on like a class-by-class level. PR is in charge of getting sponsors interested and funding RowdyHacks, and media is basically the social media and the public image of RowdyHacks to people that are coming from other universities or maybe in different majors and can't necessarily get access to what outreach can provide. And so basically, as part of the team, you are in charge of creating social media posts to promote RowdyHacks, but also to create posts that inform people of stuff day of, / prep materials like things to bring, like how to navigate through whatever venue we might have for hacker spaces and things of that order, and to also just create post-event spotlights, you know, little like Instagram reels or recap videos to kind of just like keep the energy going, and from RowdyHacks X, basically get hype up for RowdyHacks 11. And so with this, we also want to communicate with PR and design to ensure that we have consistent branding and partner promotions for what any given partner might have expected from like their packet. And I know that's something that certain sponsors were asking us to do for last RowdyHack, so we followed through on that and posted things about them individually. And speaking more on the organizers, they're expected to show up to meetings. Like, I think that's a given. However, if they're unable to, they should be able to communicate with the media lead about their absences, because obviously life happens. Sometimes you might not be able to show up to meetings, but as long as you're communicating with your media lead and discussing the tasks that have been delegated to you and what you've missed in the meeting, everything should be fine. Media organizers should also be team players that can bounce creative ideas off each other and listen to suggestions of other RowdyHacks teams to develop a marketing strategy. You know, we're all here for the same goal. We just want to see this thing go to new heights, and basically media offers us the voice to do that. And so kind of some day of expectations. Photography and videography stuff will be discussed once the media team has been made. But if you got a camera, take photos and videos where appropriate and where you see there needs to be coverage of the event. Also, there will be discussions on different IG reels that we want to put out during the event or after the event. But that will be discussed pre-RowdyHacks in our media team meetings. And if any ideas pop up day of, communicate that with the team accordingly, and just make sure that everyone knows what you're doing, because day of things can get hectic. And if we need manpower in certain spots, we might need to put you in things that aren't media related. So if you are currently working on something, just make sure you communicate that and everything should be fine. If all these bases have been covered, media organizers are to kind of be just extra manpower, you know, help with food distribution, conflict resolution as it comes up, and kind of ushering people in and out of certain spots where they need to be. And if you see something, do something, you know, just be proactive, just be a team player. Like I said, we're all there to make sure this thing goes as well. And yeah, I mean, that's really it for media, just being able to get the creative ideas of RowdyHacks across through our different platforms and to just help this thing grow outside of the classroom. So yeah, any questions? Cool.
Good. Yeah, let's give a hand for Alessandro. All right. Thank you for that, Alessandro. So now we're just going to talk about outreach a little bit. This is the only slide. Outreach is basically just getting RowdyHacks known across campus, contacting the professors for presentations in classes. So like this past year, we contacted them about, do they want to offer extra credit for RowdyHacks attendance? And a lot of them did, actually. So yeah, and then coordinating people to actually present in those classrooms because, there's a lot of classes, and then we have a lot of people. So getting people in those classes to present, get RowdyHacks known, that's really where, like all this happens like the month leading up to RowdyHacks. That's really where we boost our attendance numbers, or at least it's history has shown that like the week of RowdyHacks, or the 2 weeks leading up to RowdyHacks is when we get most of our registrations. So that's usually, I think there's like a correlation there. And then of course, tabling for RowdyHacks. We're trying to do more of actual tabling and getting people, like contacting people like that. So that's basically outreach. We're trying to combine like the media / outreach team like into one almost. Like Alessandro said, like media is like getting the presence known like on the media side, of course, but that can also be very applicable to in-person side. So yeah, we'll talk about that later. That's it basically. I need to direct y'all to, we'll just do this really quick. Yes, the organizer form, if y'all want to go organize right here. Oh my god, are y'all able to see it good enough right here? Yeah, we'll just do that. So just head to go.rowdyhacks.org/RHX organizer app, or head over there, or scan the QR code. Does anybody have any questions about anything at all, now that we've covered everything? Anything about organizing in general for RowdyHacks? Yes.
I had a question for so what's one thing, because you said you had done it previously, what's one thing that you wish you had known, like that someone who like it might be stepping into that role for like to be the most effective? What are some things that you wish you knew to get you running?
Yeah, definitely. For me, I kind of joined the team a little bit later in the semester, so I wasn't there when we initially started PR for my hackathon. But the things that I think we could implement, and it's always something that you're going to want to implement, is being ahead of it, especially for PR. There's a lot of people that we're going to be wanting to contact, and it's simple emails that we're going to be sending out as like the first introduction to this is RowdyHacks, this is a sponsorship packet. If you're interested, let's set up a time to meet. That's something that I think is always really important to start ahead of time. So with this kind of crunch time right now, since we're moving into the fall, that's something that even more, you want to keep ahead of in the front of your mind.
I'll honestly add to that. I was previous years before that as PR and assistant with organizing and stuff. Just being like courteous, like when you're in the meetings with partners and stuff like that, be pretty flexible. Because I mean, the ultimate goal and the only reason why you're really getting money is to help hackers, right? Not only just to put on the event, the money goes to the people going to the event, right? Like there's going to be a cost per head, and you're going to have to think about all that later. That's not right now, but when you're in that meeting, the negotiation, the acceptance of like, maybe they have something that they can give, and that's not always monetary, but we're obviously looking for monetary, right? So just think about the things that you sit there and negotiate. You use the team that you're working with to like build your package, build your camaraderie, right? Build the partnership with them, right? So as long as you're a personable person or you're open to being like that, you'll definitely succeed in that role.
Yeah, I was definitely just about to say, as long as like you're personable and you're able to like be flexible as a human and a communicator, like they'll love you. Like especially like they have low expectations when you're like presumably a computer science major trying to talk about hackathons, and you're like this fluent. Maybe you're not even like a fluent communicator, but like you're like you're personable and you're like you have the humility to like all this stuff. Yeah, just as long as like you're a person, you're a human being, like they'll generally be understandable about it, and you get a lot of bonus points and networking from them as well. So yeah, any more questions about anything whatsoever? All right, I suppose we can wrap up the stream. Thank y'all for attending these meetings. Yeah, the form is right there. We'll be sending this out on Discord and all the other stuff as well. So yeah, thank you for coming.